morning everyone, this is Charalambos Pissouros, Senior Analyst at IronFX, bringing you the morning comment for the 11th of July. Today the economic calendar is very light in terms of data releases. That doesn't imply a quiet day though, as we have a plethora of central bank speakers on the agenda. In the UK, focus will be on Bank of England Monetary Policy Committee members Andy Haldane and Ben Broadbent. Following the latest Bank of England meeting, both Haldane and Governor Carney hinted that even though they voted for rates to remain unchanged, they could still support a rate hike later this year. Given that Monetary Policy Committee members McCafferty and Sanders voted for a rate hike at that meeting, this suggests that 4 out of 8 members currently on the committee could vote for a hike soon. This places a lot of emphasis on Broadbent's comments, as he has not expressed his opinion on policy recently. If he shares a similar view to Haldane and Carney, it would imply that the majority of the Monetary Policy Committee is now leaning towards a hike, a factor that could support the pound. GBP/USD traded in a consolidative manner on Monday, staying between the key support barrier of 128.50 and the resistance of 129.10. The rate is also trading above the prior downside resistance line taken from the peak of the 18th of May, which keeps the door open for a rebound and a test near the 129.10 line. Decisive break above that level is possible to open the way for our next resistance hurdle of 129.75. The catalyst for such a move may be hawkish signals by Bank of England's Broadbent today. Elsewhere, ECB Executive Board member Benoit Coeure will deliver remarks at the FX contact group meeting. In the US, the main event will probably be a speech by Fed Board Governor Brainard on normalizing central banks' balance sheets. Brainard is usually among the doves of the FOMC. In fact, a few days before the June FOMC meeting, where she voted for a rate hike, she appeared quite cautious and said that if soft inflation data persists, that could lead her to reassess the appropriate path of policy. Given that the nation's core CPI rate declined further after these comments, we think she will probably reiterate an equally cautious view today. Something like that could weigh on the dollar, but given that market participants are aware of her stance, any negative reaction may be modest. Now moving to Australia, according to the NAB business survey for June, Australian wage growth accelerated in the second quarter. This is quite important in our view, given that the softness in wages was one of the main reasons the RBA policymakers have refrained from shifting to a more optimistic bias, as many of their counterparts have. More signs that wages are picking up in the coming months could generate speculation that the RBA could change its tone soon, especially considering that the rest of the Australian economy is solid. Until then, however, we think that the Aussie may underperform most of its major counterparts, particularly the euro, the pound and the Canadian dollar. We base this on the fact that the ECB, the Bank of England and the Bank of Canada have all shifted to a more hawkish stance recently, supporting their respective currencies. Aussie dollar has been trading in a sideways mode between 0.7575 and 0.7630 since the 4th of July. As such, we prefer to take the sidelines for now and wait for the rate to exit that range. Nevertheless, given that the decline started on the 30th of June, came after the rate tested the longer-term downside resistance line taken from the high of the 21st of April, we believe that there is a higher likelihood for a downside exit rather than an upside one. Decisive dip below 0.7575 could confirm the case and is possible to set the stage for extensions towards our next support barrier of 0.7525. Now, as for the rest of today's highlights, the only noteworthy indicators we get throughout the day will be from the US. The NFIB Small Business Optimism Index for June and JOLTS job openings for May are both due out, though no forecast is available for either figure. For more information, please read the full comment on IronFX.com or download our app and get all the information you need to trade. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google Plus to get more trading ideas. This is Charalambos Pissouros, Senior Analyst at IronFX, wishing you solid trading.